Hello again and welcome to our channel. Thank you for joining us. It's early February here in the UK. This is the sort of time when I like to make a sowing of brassica seeds. Today we're in the greenhouse and we're going to make a sowing of cauliflower, cabbage and sprout seed. And I'm just going to show you the techniques that we use, the way that we like to do it. One way of growing these seeds, of planting these seeds, would be to put them into a large seed tray or a pot filled with compost. We prefer not to do it that way because if you have a lot of seeds growing in these pots and these trays, then you need to transplant them, to take them out, to grow them on before eventually putting them outside. And we prefer not to do that. So that the way that we tend to grow these seeds is in these modular units, putting 2 seeds into each one of the cells. So I'm just going to show you the way that we like to do it. So we're going to start off with the cauliflowers. So we've got here a modular unit divided up into cells. We have a multi-purpose compost that has been sieved and mixed with vermiculite put in there. And we're going to plant our seeds into that. When we're sowing tiny seeds, like cauliflower and cabbage and sprouts, you can use a specialist seed sowing compost if you wish. But I prefer to use a multi-purpose compost that has been sieved, mixed with vermiculite or perlite. This has been watered, pre-watered already from the bottom, and so we're going to sow some seed. So we're going to start off with our cauliflower. We're using a traditional all year round type of cauliflower. The seeds obviously are very small, and so you do need to actually put them into your hand when you are sowing them. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to sow 2 into each one of these modules, into each one of the cells in this module. It's not always possible, you may sometimes get this wrong, but it really doesn't matter at all. We're just trying to put 2 in to each one of the cells. Okay. And we then just cover up with a light covering of our seed sowing mixture. And just gently firm down, and that should be absolutely fine. Hopefully both seeds will germinate. If they do, then I'll probably take one out and just leave one to grow in the cell. Sometimes only one will germinate, sometimes neither will germinate. But hopefully there'll be a good germination. And then you can just leave one growing in each one of those cells. And then later on, when they've got to a good size, they will be ready to plant into the garden when they've been hardened off. Or you can plant them up into a bigger pot or whatever. But there's no need to take them out too early. So that's our cauliflowers then. We'll just put those down over there for the moment. The next one that we're going to do will be the cabbage. Cabbage that we're doing is a Savoy cabbage, one of our favourites. And again, we're just going to sow 2 little seeds into each one of the cells. Quite a fiddly job. Okay. And again, we're going to put some of our mixture on top. A mixture of sieved compost and perlite or vermiculite. gently firm it down. Obviously, labels. Must remember to put in a label. It's very easy to forget what you've planted. That's 2 down. Now we're going to go on to sprouts, finally. The sprouts are Brody. Again, we've got our seeds. And we're putting 2 into each one of the cells. Okay. Okay, so we've done those then. We'll put them down over there. We would actually give them a little drink. And then we can put the tops on. And what we're going to do then, we're actually going to leave them in a cool, unheated greenhouse, or one with a very low temperature, and they should germinate quite easily there. Obviously, if you don't have a greenhouse, then you can put them into a conservatory or into the house or whatever. But we're just going to leave them in the unheated greenhouse or in the greenhouse with a very low temperature. If you are starting them off in the house on a windowsill, something like that, you do need to be careful that when they have germinated, you take them away from there, otherwise you might find they grow spindly, that they are drawn up. You need to carefully monitor when they do start to germinate. But anyway, that's our way of doing this. So you've got 2 seeds in each one of those cells. When they germinate, if both of them germinate, you can take one out, and that will mean that you're getting one strong plant growing in each one of those cells, which later on you can then transplant, and you won't have disturbed the root system by getting lots and lots of little plants out of a pot. Obviously, we've only planted a few in those units. What we don't want to do is to plant 100 at a time or anything like that, because what we want is a nice successional sowing. We're doing some planting now, we'll be doing some more planting at successional times during the year. So we want to produce a succession of crops. We don't want 100 cabbages coming in at once. We just want a few cabbages every so often. So we have a successional sowing, a succession of cutting of cabbage and cauliflower and everything else that we're going to grow during the course of the year. That's the way that we do this. We hope that you found this very useful. We hope that you're going to subscribe to our channel, and we look forward to meeting you again soon. Thank you.